Despite being a game all about resources, Payday 3's handling of them has been questionable. Payday 3 has what I'd like to call a resource trifecta, that being armor, health, and then ammo, with all three of them being essential to how the game plays. Out of the three though, ammo sticks out like a sore thumb. I mean, ammo will always inherently be the odd one out, as while armor and health are resources tied to staying alive, ammo is the opposite, being tied to making sure that the cops aren't alive. Aside from that though, ammo just feels like it's a resource you don't really have to worry about. After all, I can't really remember the last time I thought to myself, oh boy, I better make sure I conserve my ammo and don't run out of bullets while I was playing Payday 3. The irony isn't lost on me. In a game designed all around a war of attrition with resources, there's a resource that you practically never have to worry about and will never run out of. In Payday 3 you have 3 ways to obtain ammo. Huh, neat isn't that? Payday 3 and there's 3 ways? When cops are killed, they drop ammo drops which you can pick up to retrieve a small amount of ammo. You can also find static spawns of ammo packs on heists, which give you a decent amount of ammo upon picking them up. Then lastly there's ammo bags, which can be dropped by players or have static spawns on heists as pre-planning assets and then be used to restore a large amount of ammo alongside restoring throwables. One of the most notable changes made to ammo in Payday 3 though is that ammo drops off of cops are now player side and no longer server side. In effect, this means that unlike Payday the Heist and Payday 2, where ammo was first come first serve with only one player being able to pick up an ammo drop, in Payday 3 everyone can pick up ammo drops. While it's cool as it stops teammates from intentionally or unintentionally snatching up the ammo drops you're trying to get, it does cause a bit of an issue with just how much ammo you can get from it. All of Payday 3's weapons are ammo efficient, in that it's possible to kill a cop and then pick up more ammo than you spent when you were trying to kill them. That's all fine and dandy on paper, but it does start to raise a few issues once you start to play in a team. Not only will you go positive off the cops you kill, you will then also have a ton of ammo drops made available to you from the kills that your teammates made. So you end up getting an insane amount of ammo, as you get ammo drops off of cops you didn't kill, and by extension, use any ammo on. It's an issue that I think has a fairly straightforward solution, just being to reduce the amount of ammo players can receive off of ammo drops from cops their teammates kill by about 75% or so. This allows players to still make pickups off of enemies that they didn't kill, allowing players to activate and still getting some ammo for themselves, but just not the absurd amount that they're currently able to do so. Then, there's the issue of ammo playing identically throughout all the difficulties. Enemies in Payday 3 have their health be consistent throughout all the difficulties. A cop on normal will have the same amount of health as a cop does on overkill. Because of this, you'll be carrying about ammo the same way as you do on normal as you will on overkill. This just makes ammo feel even weirder, as while having to manage armor and health gets more important as the difficulty goes up, ammo just stays steadfast. I think there's 2 main ways you could tackle the issue, but both of them have their flaws. Firstly, you could just do the classic increased health for the enemies, but this has some very obvious issues. It's lazy, it's infuriating, and it messes with weapon damage breakpoints. Though if you have a gun that has a 2-shot headshot kill and then it goes to a 4-shot headshot kill, but you're still only picking up 6 shots per ammo pickup, it will force you to be a little bit more cautious about which enemies you're picking fights with, and it's going to make you have to be able to hit your shots or else you're going to go ammo negative. When trying to make ammo more important on higher difficulties without changing enemy health, you could also just have weapons have reduced ammo pickup rates as the difficulty goes up. It doesn't have to be anything too absurd, maybe just like a 10% reduction to ammo pickups while on overkill. I'll admit, while this idea seems great on paper, not making the enemies annoying bullet sponges but still making ammo more scarce, I feel like it has more holes in it than a block of Swiss cheese at a shooting range. To start off with, it's just not a very palpable change, just being a reduction to numbers and it'd be hard to convey to players that are actually picking up less ammo. Some weapons will crumble pretty hard with reductions to their ammo pickup, as a lot of them have their current pickup rates designed around how many shots it takes for them to kill cops. Though I'm sure that with the proper time and care put towards it, it could work, as I'm almost certain my spitball 10% ammo pickup reduction for every weapon wouldn't work nearly as well as every weapon receiving a unique pickup reduction to account for their current ammo pickup rates. In Payday 3 there are inevitably going to be some skills that affect ammo and ammo pickups, but there is one skill that changes how the ammo system plays completely, that being Replenish. With Replenish, if you kill a cop, you will automatically pick up the ammo they drop as long as you have Edge active. While it's a very fun skill to play with, it's very overpowered and completely removes the need to physically go over to ammo drops off of dead cops. If you think back to Payday the Heist and Payday 2, the main thing that was stopping you from engaging with every enemy on the map regardless of range was ammo. Once you killed an enemy and spent ammo on them, the only way you could get that ammo back was to go over to where you killed them and then pick up the ammo that they had dropped. And with that, it made players think about what enemies they're engaging with. Not only did they have to think about if the enemies pose a direct threat to them, they had to think about if they could actually retrieve the ammo from the kill, or if they could afford to lose the ammo. And then Replenish just completely circumvents that. You don't have to think about if it's safe for you to invest the ammo into killing an enemy anymore, and it ruins the depth of the game's combat as it just makes it trivial. To make the skill balanced, I think a fairly simple nerf could work well, just making the ability only be able to activate if the enemy you killed was within 5 or so meters of you, similar to that of the skills within the Enforcer tree. This allows it to keep the skill's original identity, but keeps it more as a powerful skill players can only use when they're mowing down cops at close range, which seemed to be the original idea for the skill, and it forces players to think about what enemies they're engaging with and if it's safe for them to be investing the ammo into doing so. Then there's the deployable itself, the ammo bag, and honestly, it's in a saddening state. To start off with, you'll hardly ever see people using the ammo bag purely because of the fact that the game is designed in such a way that armor bags and medic bags are tied to player survival. It's a no-brainer. Why pick a deployable for a resource you hardly, if ever, have to worry about when you have deployables that are going to help you stay alive? And yeah, the sentry gun falls into this camp, but this video isn't about the sentry gun, so I digress. Going back to what I was saying before though, ammo is just so easy to drown in that there will hardly ever be players who pick ammo bags just to have extra ammo to use. As for the people who will pick ammo bags even if they don't need the extra ammo and just want the bust ammo bags can give them, that's where high grain comes in. High grain increases you and your teammates' weapon armor penetration stat after interacting with any ammo bags for 30 seconds, as well as giving an additional 5% damage increase for those 30 seconds for every additional teammate who also has the skill. Depending on what weapon you're using, the buffs from high grain can range from useful to completely useless, some weapons gaining important breakpoints, others gaining nothing. It's also just boring. It's not fun to use a deployable and have the fun part of it only be stat changes. As for what buffs you can give to ammo bags outside of just damage increases, how about this? Using an ammo bag instantly restores and doubles your weapon's magazine and clip sizes up to a maximum of 50 or so bullets, as well as every other magazine and clip you load for 30 seconds after interacting with the bag. Sure, it's not the most interesting thing in the world, but it was the most interesting thing I could think of off the top of my head without just copying Bulletstorm from Payday 2. Yeah, it's not too realistic either, but this is the same game where you can have bullets magically inserted into your weapons without having to reload, so suspend your disbelief for a bit. That's about it though. I'll admit, ammo was something I never really gave too much thought to, but after taking a deeper look at it in Payday 3, it made me realise just how important it was in the games. It also made me realise that Payday 3 doesn't really have a clear goal in mind as for what it wants to give to players. One minute the game is revolving around attrition with limited resources, and the other you have practically infinite ammo at all times? I don't know though, the game just seems to be one of those paintings where the longer you look at it, the more weird things you notice. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, sacrifice a small go at my name, you know, the usual, as it really does help get my stuff out in the algorithm. As usual though, I've been Cookie Dough, and have a good one.